There it is. That was weird. Nice to know that it's gonna start messing up on me right away again. Uh, wouldn't be Streamlabs if it didn't screw up. I honestly don't expect anyone to really be watching this at any point, but, you know, stream exists. So probably get thrown onto YouTube tomorrow at some point. Oh, that seems off. I can't check things like that right now. Damn it. Oh, well. Yeah, the webcam seems weirdly laggy. Maybe it's just me. Looks a little better now. Oh yeah, it's definitely better now. It was a little laggy. Maybe it was just me and it's just confirmation bias. Oh well. Horn. Okay. Yeah, let's just play some random words. Play some words. I'm sure that's a game. So now, for anyone watching later, I do very much apologize for my lack of streams lately. My sleep schedule has been all over the place and nothing productive, and yeah. Well, I can't say nothing productive. I'd usually be awake about now, but I'd also be really tired right about now. And then by the time late night would come around for starting the night streams, I'd be way, way too tired to do anything productive, and there just wouldn't be a stream, and it sucks. Hopefully, there will still be a stream tonight. I'm really gonna gun for that. Oh boys, some Gene Barts. I was tempted to grab Gene Bart, but I grabbed Thunderer instead, and I feel confident in my choice of picking Thunderer instead of Gene Bart. Game, thank you. I basically ended up skipping a tier and grabbing Thunderer because I had only got up to tier 8, but it's not a big gap between 8 and 9. So, and I'm still relatively new to Uzmo. Don't let the sea hull fool you. I used a fair bit of free experience. Because the ship just looked silly with its A hull, and I wasn't buying the B hull. I think I'm only 13 games into Uzmo. I suppose it would be Izmo? Yeah, I think it'd be Izmo. E, U, E, O. Yeah, I think it would be. I think it'd be Ezmo. Wait. What? North Carolina? Right, I still have that voice set. 1 second. Yeah, let's just go that. I have no idea what that does. I think that's a step down from the default. Let's go standard. Leave it to the Americans to run away. Wait, someone's already using Hydro? To cow, please. This is already spooky enough, being the one that basically has to shove my face forward. At least there's a Sharon. That thing may as well just be a giant destroyer. Maybe that Yugamo will come this way. I'm gonna need to look up exactly how Uzmo, or Esmo would be said. Because I know, at least when referring to hiragana characters, I makes more of an E sound. Because I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. Yeah, because Fi. Legend of Zelda character. A lot of people pronounce it Fi, because it's F-I, but it's Fi. So I apologize if the game is rather loud. I can turn it down if it is. Oh, that is not healthy. That is not healthy. I missed the cruiser entirely. Thankfully, I'm not a Yamato Hall, so I can actually angle like this against the Gene Bart and be pretty safe. Welcome to the party, little Yugamo. Okay, I need to put those out. Don't really want two fires burning. Okay. This is probably very dumb. But let's head over there towards those two. Better than letting that Sharn take all that brunt alone. The Yukimo saying, "Get back," as I'm heading over there. What is... Russian coward! Led that a little too much. Wanted it to be a little further back. Okay, just turning. A bit like that. A little off. I just woke up. That is my excuse for missing any of these shots I'm missing. Nah, my excuse is I'm just bad at the game. There we go. Wait, I switched it to the normal voice. Why is it... I forgot to apply it, didn't I? go that then. Maybe that'll... I'm very confused. Yep, detected. The destroyer at B. Nice of our radar cruiser to not be out here radaring things. Very nice of him there. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Okay, that thing's staying angled. He isn't. Yeah, I don't have manual secondaries yet. Soon. I think the voices are just not gonna work right. I should just switch to jingles. Don't exactly have a chance to at the moment. Oh boy. No, no, that thing. That thing. Well, I overpenned it. There are torpedoes on the way. Launch my spotter. At least it'll help continue to spot until it gets shot down by the Gene Bart. This team seems to have snared defeat from the jaws of victory. I don't know why the normal voice isn't what I thought it was, but there we go. Now everyone will know what's going on. Yeah, I think this battle is going to take a little while. I don't think I did that bad for literally my first match today. In a ship that I'm honestly still not all that comfortable with. I haven't played it enough. I don't think the Yugama is a gunboat. You're wasting your time asking for that. It might be. I don't know. I might as well just back into this rather than waiting. Go grab Thunderer. I know a lot of people seem to care more about tier 8s, but yeah. How satisfied am I with World of Warships overall? I mean, I'd say I'm satisfied. Bad players lower that a bit, but that's kind of the thing. And when I say bad players, I don't so much mean noobs that don't really know what they're doing yet, because those are all usually down around tier 4, and they still at least play their role. No, I'm talking the bad players, the ones that don't play their role at high tiers and lose the game for their teams, or bot matches and lose games for their teams. And yeah. Let's play Thunder. I think I just swallowed coffee ground. Yeah, it's fine. Shall harness the power of the coffee. Shall harness the bean juice. Hey, carriers. I feel like I should have gone for Moskva, but I don't have a camo for Moskva. Though, with Moskva being removed from the tech tree, I would be getting a camo for Moskva, because it's going to be becoming a coal ship. But at the same time, I could just get it as a coal ship. Which will mean it won't be a proper premium. Like, that's something I've noticed about Thunderer here, is it brings in about the same amount of credits as Gascon does. When comparing good games in each ship. Like, Gascon at about 80,000 damage brings in as much silver as Thunderer does with 120,000 damage. So, it's clearly not a proper premium.
Good luck, everyone. Try not to suck.
Little destroyer, why do you have your AA guns on?
Received. I'm on it.
It's just a thing. Anyone watching this that plays warships and plays destroyers and doesn't already do this, turn your bloody AA guns off on your destroyers. They don't do any good. They just make you easier for the enemy carriers to spot. Like, even, you know, Akizuki with its quote-unquote good anti-aircraft is still not enough for a tier 8 or 10 carrier to even care that you have your AA guns firing at it. Quite simply, it's just not gonna care. And yes, I am just spamming HE with this thing because I'm being lazy. I should be swapping shells based on what target I'm shooting at and what angle they're at, but I'm lazy. Thunderer is my I'm being lazy ship.
Enemy battleship spotted. Anti-aircraft gun cruiser on full alert.
CVs are such a threat. Oh no, I'm flooding.
Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly. Critical engine damage.
I may as well start my repairs now because this is gonna hurt.
Problem solved, sir.
Thunderer also doesn't have the standard British armor repair either. Which is a little lame, but if it did, this thing would be ridiculous. So I can understand why it doesn't. Get my guns turned around.
Fire, fire, fire.
That would be the Minotaur. I had a feeling there was a British cruiser over there, based on that spam. Wargaming really needs to implement proper autoloaders. Like, that China fire rate would be possible with an autoloader, but it's a clip-based system. Once you're out, you've got to change your clip, and it would be out long before now. Like, that right there would be the nerf they need for Smolensk, Colbert, Minotaur, all of the just spam ships. Give them bursts of damage, not just damage. Damn it, Montana, stop dodging. It's not very cash money of you.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Wow, there's 2 of them in that smoke. The American's hiding over there too. How did I miss? Oh, I overshot him. Good. Yeah, that's gonna miss. I really need to get a little closer. Get those back guns turned around again. Do we have more than one Moskva? No, we do not. So someone over here was asking, oh, it's the Yamato. What he was doing was pushing forward, something I'm about to start doing. Because sitting back isn't getting a whole lot done. At least for me. I want to get more damage in. Because, well, damage is literally the only thing that matters. At least to me, winning or losing really doesn't matter. I have premium time and am playing a premium. I'm not losing a whole lot to die. As long as I deal decent damage. God damn it. This is gonna hurt. You will be on fire, Montana!
Fire, fire, fire.
Yep, I can't hit him now.
Assault, sir. Fire, fire, fire.
Yep. I want to do that.
Anti-aircraft gun cruiser on full alert.
This is not going to be all that great of a game. Thank you, RNG. Really wish the Americans didn't just have freaking mortars for guns. Like, jeez.
Anti-aircraft gun cruiser on normal alert.
Damn it. Hello, Jay. Hey, Yamato. You want to go do a thing? Oh boy, our carrier's gonna get itself killed. Well, this is a loss. Dumb teams are dumb. This is why you don't sit back. Sitting back equals death. Let's open a loot box. Give me coal. Ah, that's 400. 400 is better than nothing. I mean, it can be fast. It can also take painfully long. Oh boys, more carriers. More not having to rely on destroyers. A little annoying that we have a Saipan where they have a Graf Zeppelin, because Zeppelin is just a little better. Saipan has one big glaring weakness, and that is it does not have that person has the exact same name as the other person. They're a division. My horn's better.
Negative. Received. I'm on it. Not today, old boy.
I am suspect of those two. It's not terribly uncommon for people to bot in this game, playing randoms. So, little suspect. But yeah, Saipan has a really big glaring weakness of if its planes get shot down, it doesn't really have spares. So, if it loses any planes, it's basically lost them for the entire match. Hello, Zeppy boy. Oh no, I've been tickled.
Fire, fire, fire.
The bonus Saipan has, though, is that it's a Tier 8 carrier using Tier 10 planes. But it just doesn't have many of them. I actually kind of want the Saipan, but I really don't want to pay for it, is the problem. It being a premium ship. Yeah, that's a problem. There's gonna be torpedoes headed my way. Yep, there they are! This is gonna hurt. And I don't have my repair party.
We're hull below the waterline.
I'm dead.
Flooding quickly. Critical engine
Nope,
damage.
Bismarck. I am very much dead. All I can hope is that all three of those shells will Citadel. Then I'll break even. And one overpenned. Yeah, this is... Hey team, you're not doing a whole lot of good hanging back. It's open water. You're just as vulnerable there as you are going forward. Just go forward. There's no hiding in open water. Yeah, I should play my cruiser. I'm a cruiser person. It's been also a long time since I played this thing, so I'll probably be very bad, but it's fine. Who needs to do good? I am also not very sure how long this stream will go for. It'll go for a period of time. More than an hour, but probably less than 4 hours. Somewhere in that range. And no carriers. Boo. At the very least, I don't have a premium fighter or anything. So weird having guns reload this fast. I've spent the last, like, 3-4 days I've been playing this, playing nothing but battleships. It feels weird being in a cruiser again. Hey, little Jutland, wake up. There he is. Is anyone... Yeah, I might as well throw that out. I kind of want to try sticking close to the Jutland for maybe getting some smoke. Because this is a cruiser that doesn't get smoke, but needs it very badly. Yeah. Like now.
Engine boost activated.
Looks like it was the Frederick the Great that wasn't awake.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Well, this is not going to go well. This is not going to go well at all.
Problem solved, sir.
That Jutland is not a great team player. I'm going to burn out.
Fire, fire, fire.
If he hits my torpedoes, I'm going to be very disappointed. Actually, no, I'm not going to quite burn out, but I'm going to be at really low frickin' health for this entire match. Or however much longer I live for.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
Yeah, there's my reload booster wasted. Not overly sure why a Neptune would put out a fire like that, given it has an enhanced armor repair and can just repair it, no problem.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Maybe I'll get lucky and light him on fire again. If I can even hit him.
Engine boost deactivated.
I missed the Bismarck twice. I'm out of practice.
Concentrate fire on the designated target. Help! Help! Enemy battleship sighted. The enemy are winning. Hopefully they'll do something stupid.
One can hope, Jingles. One can hope. It seems like this team that's doing that, so...
The enemy are winning. Engine boost activated. Enemy destroyer sighted.
Damn it. And no fires. Blech. Yeah, that match sucked. Partially my fault. I'm way too rusty with cruisers. I am doing terribly today. Like, jeez. That'll be 3 losses. No, I need to see. This was the match with the 2 identically named. No, it wasn't. Is that really this one? Or is that match just not finished yet? It hasn't finished yet. Right, yeah, that was the last match I played with Ismo, and the battle is still in progress. Let's see if I can redeem Thunderer. I need to stop being lazy in this ship. It's just too easy to just spam nothing but high explosive shells, because they just work. Oh, those poor carriers. Being bottom tiered in a carrier sucks. And basically what that means is being, in their case, tier 8 in a tier 10 match. My anti-aircraft can eat that Implacables squads before it can do anything to me. And I'm not even one of the strongest AA ships of tier 10. It's remarkably good, but my AA could be better. Oh, hey, Ashishiro. Glad it's on our team. That little shit, right there. This frickin' dinky, tiny thing. That thing has some of the most dangerous fricking torpedoes I've ever encountered. It has 8 of them at a 20-kilometer range, and they can only hit battleships and carriers. Only hitting battleships and carriers sounds like such a bad thing at first, until you realize it could sit about where it is, never advance any further, and kill that battleship over there. No problem.
Enemy battleship sighted.
That's a long shot. I'm probably not going to hit that, but,
Anti-aircraft gun cruiser on full alert.
Welcome to the flak zone, Implaceable. If he's smart, he ain't gonna try that again. That was 99% my AA, as much as I wasn't getting the kills.
Anti-aircraft gun cruiser on normal alert.
Those are gonna miss. Or not. This is a position I really don't want to be in, though. I should also really invest in the rudder shift upgrade for this thing.
All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
Right now, I wish I was in Uzmo. I could almost be reaching him with my secondaries. Let's get my AP loaded.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Because, see, this is the kind of situation you want your AP loaded for. Is the Implacable seriously going to try again? Oh no, he's definitely going around me.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
Oh, that's a secondary built Richelieu. Neat. Blah.
Fire, fire, fire. Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly.
Poor little Ibuki. I keep breaking his ship.
Problem solved, sir.
Oof.
Confirmed penetration.
Citadeling with high explosive feels just evil. Like, it hurts less than a standard Citadel, but there's a chance that can light fires, too. Standard Citadel hits can't light fires. Now I'll turn this way. That destroyer is still out there. Which is not very good for my health. There it is. Still gonna shoot at the car first, because, well, it's just better for me to shoot at. The Richelieu is probably dead. He had a good life.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Yep.
Help is on the
There it goes. Whoops. Keep bumping the microphone. I'm not used to it being right where it is.
detected.
Nice of that Montana to finally join us, I guess.
Enemy submarine sighted.
Yeah, I did not lead that enough.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Did I seriously miss? I did. Sadness. I'm just gonna turn my attention to towards A. Yeah, towards A. Because they've got that. He's done for. There's no point me even firing another volley that way. This Ashashiro is probably gonna need help, though. Maybe. It does have a Republic helping it. Oh, he was much further out than I thought he was. Republic is a pretty cool ship. I want mine. But I'm working on Yamato first because, well, I have a camo for Yamato. Which is pretty good reason to work towards a ship. When you have a camo that makes it basically Thunderer here. That's not lead enough. Yeah, I needed a little more.
Enemy battleship sighted. Enemy battleship sighted. We've destroyed an allied cruiser.
That was not an ally, Jingles. What is still shooting at me?
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Oh, him. Okay. Yeah, this is not going great. I can't overmatch him, I know it, so I'm not even going to bother trying. Overmatching is shooting through his nose armor. With armor piercing and straight into his citadel. If I was Yamato, I could. But Thunderer's guns aren't quite that big. Based on how all the math works. The math.
Fire, fire, fire.
No torpedo tubes for you, good sir. You've had enough. Damn it, I didn't break it quickly enough, did I?
We've destroyed an allied cruiser. Problem solved, sir. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Ow. Well, I did remarkably better in that match. We do still have our Shishiro. The Yamato is pretty done for. We just need to find those destroyers.
Affirmative. All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Go, little Ashishiro. Okay, they only have one destroyer left. Last it was spotted, it was way down there. The Edinburgh definitely does not have radar, because it would have to give up its smoke to have it, and it has smoke.
Hang in there. Help is on the way.
I honestly thought this was going to be a loss. And that right there did kind of show why it's not usually the best idea in the British cruisers to always use the single-fire torpedoes. Because he could have easily hit me had he used the fan. Just fired a tight fan of torpedoes at me. Hello, AI. Come on, team. Don't get greedy.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Kinda guessed. I know a lot of you guys are probably at school, so... I was not exactly expecting many, if any, of you to even show up, so... I just really felt like streaming because it's been forever. If that Yamato kills that destroyer, it'll last that little bit longer, and then from that little bit longer, he'll have time to fight the Montana, which has now shown itself to him. It hasn't noticed that Yamato is an idiot. I should really find a chat thing that'll keep the chat on the screen all the time. Though that would mean changing around everything. It'd be weird. I rarely ever ate anything at school. But as you guys have probably learned from this stream, I am very uncomfortable eating when people can see me. So... when I was younger, I really wished I had been homeschooled. And then as I got older, I wish I had been homeschooled from like grade 9 onwards. 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that range. Because that's when school stopped teaching me things. And I was more teaching myself things. Loot box. Give me coal. Damn it. I want 3 stacks of coal. I don't care about this other junk. I mean, I kind of do. I should also double check my number of These signals. Yeah, I'm getting really low on these ones. I don't want to go too low on them or these, because a ranked season is coming up. Or these. Jeez. I'm getting low on everything. Yeah, some teachers really shouldn't be where they are. Though at the same time, it also falls into the camp of some teachers have to put up with some of the worst students. Hey, I have 3 points on this. What did I... Right, no, I want 4 points because I want this. Lower my chance of catching on fire. Remove some of the oil off of my ship. Thing is, homeschooling might have gotten boring at some time. Public school is boring all the time. Like... At least in my case, it was just boring all the time. Oh, this battle actually won. I probably lost a bit of money on this. Oh no, I just barely made money. Well, at least one of the resis did a thing. The other one did worse than 30,000 damage. Good. I never had to deal with teachers telling me to put my phone away because I didn't have one. Even if I had had one, I wouldn't have used it during class. There's no point. Oh, hey, Ashishiro. Good, the enemy team doesn't have one. They do have a Le Fantastique, which is good. It's probably on this side of the map, which is also good.
Hands to action stations.
It's always great is when teachers get angry at you for doing exactly what you told them, what they told you to do. I wrote something on that piece of paper. It's not my fault he didn't like that I wrote the word something on that piece of paper. I did exactly what I was told to do. Don't be a student like me. Don't make your teachers' lives harder. They already put up a lot of crap. Have you never been around for me telling that story? Half speed time. Well, brief summary. I had a class with a student teacher, is exploring technology. That's what the class was called. I took it because I figured, you know, hey, it might teach me some stuff. Because, you know, I'm still not all that, you know, physical tech savvy. Why would you use your radar now, Seattle? But it had a student teacher, and very quickly I realized the class was just BS. Like, we basically, for an example, we had to do a daily blog on paper and hand it in for no grades. None. We weren't getting graded on it. Which added to my, okay, this is just BS. Why am I even here? Well, I started, because of this, just going to the class with nothing with me, because after our daily blog, we would go to the computer lab and actually do something that was graded and, you know, important. Well, one day, the student teacher comes up to me. I'm sitting there with nothing at my desk. He's there, you know, why aren't you working on your blog?
Enemy cruiser sighted.
And I just told him, you know, I don't feel like it. And he told me to get a piece of paper and start working on my blog. And I carried a folded up piece of paper with me and my pencil and stuff. I carried all that in my pocket, just so I always had at least something with me. Because I hate, you know, having absolutely nothing with me. Even now, I still generally carry a pencil in my pants pocket. It's just handy to have. And, he told me to get a what he told me to do was get out a pencil and a piece of paper. He didn't tell me to do anything past that. So, I got out the pencil, piece of paper. He then told me to write something on the piece of paper. So I, with a smug smirk on my face, wrote the word something on the piece of paper. And then looked up at him. And he was furious and just snapped, "Get out. Go to the office." I left. I didn't go to the office. But I had this thing where if something wasn't being marked, I didn't want to be doing it. I wanted my time to be spent doing actual graded classwork. Because if it's not for a grade, then what's the point? And right here is why I hate relying on destroyers. Ugh. There's two of them over here, and neither of them are doing much productive. And RNG just screwed me over there. Agonize now is going to come around the side and just start laying into me with torpedoes. I think that was actually one of the last times I was ever in that classroom. Because we never had tests either, and that was another thing I would do, is if there wasn't a test, I usually wouldn't show up to class. In my later years of schooling. Don't do that, by the way. The school system doesn't care if you can ace the test. They want you in their building for half of your childhood or more.
Fire, fire, fire.
But without that piece of paper, you really can't do anything in life. So...
Problem solved, sir. Fire, fire, fire.
yeah, that can happen.
The enemy are winning. Hopefully they'll do something stupid. Enemy battleships surrounded. Confirmed penetration.
Come on, guns, reload.
Problem solved, sir.
Well, at least I got damage. Like, I on multiple occasions would do stuff like that with teachers. Though I only ever had one teacher that never got mad at me for being a smartass, and that was my grade 9 English teacher. And he was the only teacher at my school, aside from a substitute teacher, who was also a toy maker and was a shop teacher more than anything, that had a doctorate in anything. And this English teacher had a doctorate in literature. He was a full-blown English teacher. Like, he could have been teaching at colleges or universities, but he chose a high school because he wanted to. Good job, Z-46. You almost got torpedoed to death by a battleship. He was also the only English teacher I ever had that respected my dislike for poetry. He liked it, but he could understand why someone might not like it. So he let me just do other things while the class did poetry. Usually that would involve getting me to write just a chapter of something. Anything. This English teacher found it funny. He's also the only teacher I ever had that legitimately falsified my grade because he knew that I was probably the smartest kid in that class. I also paid attention when I was there, so he gave me a 71. Even though my actual grade should have been something like a 48 because of how little I was actually in class. But when I was there, I aced the tests. I did all of the work with none of the prep. That proved to him that I really shouldn't have been there. I should have been a grade or two higher. Turns out I probably would have been had I been in class more, but nobody ever told me that. Most of my teachers, though, very much had a case of just follow the grades by the book. And whenever I was being a smartass, it was just a case of, they're just making trouble. Being a disruption. Even though, usually, because I was a quiet kid. I've said that many times before. It's why I can't do long streams, is I'm not used to talking. My throat will legitimately get sore after about an hour or two of talking nearly constantly. So, whenever I was being a disruption, it was the teacher causing the disruption. Because they were the one coming up to me, who was sitting quietly, not bothering anybody, and causing a scene. Yet it's me that was the disruption. Like, I get how that could feel as a teacher, that one of the students isn't even doing anything. Just ignore them. Maybe I just have a weird knack for doing that, but if I was a teacher and I had a student that just wasn't doing anything, I would be able to just fully ignore them. And yeah, if Twitch takes off, I'll actually have a job, which will be nice. Technically, I've already got a job in doing this in the first place, but I'll be more inclined to force myself to keep up with things. And to force my sleep schedule to not break. Which will be the remarkably hard part. I was top 4 on the team. Frickin' destroyers, man. I hate having to rely on destroyers. Like, people can crap on the carriers and warships all they want. They should really be crapping on the destroyer player base. Because they just... Whenever there are not carriers around, they play so reserved that they don't do anything productive. Their whole job is to spot things. Oh boy, no carriers again. Which basically turns into, this match will be won by which team's destroyers are better at spotting things. Not which team has the better rest of the team. The better, was it fourth of the... two-thirds of the team. It'll be whichever team's destroyers are better. This match will be decided by a third of the players. I keep saying a fourth, because there's 4 of them. Blech. I'm still waking up. This is my first coffee. Yes, it is basically a bowl. I don't care. It has a handle, it's a cup. Asia, machine gun, Russian and American, Japanese, Russian, American. That is also basically a destroyer. I should probably play less of this. This is basically all I've been playing for the past, like, week. Is World of Warships. It's a fun game. At times. At other times, it's frickin' frustrating. At least this destroyer seems to be doing his job. Do I really want to make myself known to a Thunderer? Why not? For anyone watching this that might not have never played Warships here and thinks it looks neat but isn't really into the whole PvP thing, there is co-op, and you can play co-op with a wide variety of the ships and still make profit and still progress at a good rate. So there's no need to play PvP. If you just want to sit back and casually play co-op, you can. It's not advisable past tier 6 for good reason, and that's the rewards just don't keep up.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Hey, a sizzle hit. And if I'm any example, you really don't need to know anything about warships to actually play this game, because I know really nothing about modern warships.
Enemy battleship sighted. Spotter returning to ship.
Hey, a sizzle hit.
Confirmed penetration.
I've gotten damage. I've honestly used big cups so long, I can't really use a smaller cup anymore. They just feel too small.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target. Problem solved, sir.
Gonna wait.
All stations requesting fire support.
God damn it. Frickin' RNG. Take that, Georgia! And there's nothing wrong with playing a lot of one game. If it's what you enjoy playing, then that's what you should be playing. I mean, hell, I'm a good example of that. And I know I'm getting to the chat kind of late. I'm trying not to die.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Given this thing's a prototype Yamato, you'd figure it'd have a pretty easy time living. It actually has some advantages over the actual Yamato. Because the Japanese decided to get cute when they designed Yamato. And, well, let's just say cute and battleships don't mix. What they did was a neat idea that just didn't really work out in practice.
Fire, fire, fire. All stations requesting fire support.
Yamato being the biggest battleship in the world, with an asterisk on it. Because if you go by battleships designed, there were definitely ones that were bigger. They were just not deemed feasible. For good reason. Like, Yamato cost a lot to build. And in the end, wasn't a whole lot more effective than just having built another standard-sized battleship. I have not listened to Glass Animals. You've missed me rambling about things. As per usual. I just ramble about stuff. Damn it. Hate zero damage penetrations. I know why zero damage penetrations happen, but doesn't mean I have to like them. Cleveland makes a lot of noise. Jeez. That Tirpitz is so newbie.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
I should get this launched before I die.
Spotter airborne.
It's so easy to tell a newer player playing a premium to an older player playing even that exact same premium. Because you notice how I'm firing my shells in basically a volley, and he's firing his one turret at a time? The game only tells you how to fire by just holding left click, which causes your shells to fire one turret at a time. Meanwhile, if you volley fire, it becomes much more accurate.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Tirpitz is a big ship for newer players to play it. Oh, that guy actually has a captain for it, so maybe he's not new. Maybe he's just lazy. Or maybe he's just bad at the game. Which is also very much an option.
Fire, fire, fire. I don't think so. All stations requesting fire support. Problem solved, sir.
Should you get warships? I don't know. Does it look fun to you? If what I'm doing looks fun, then try it. It's free to play, so.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Oh, I'm dead.
Fire, fire, fire.
No. So close to firing another volley. 80,000, did a little more than my HP and damage.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
There is a lot of ships to choose from. Like, a lot. Given Japanese tech tree, American tech tree. I might as well leave it here because the Tech 1 ships are all basically the exact same ship. Russian tech tree. German tech tree. I can even give you a buddy link for the game that'll give you some nice stuff. And give me nice stuff. It works out for both of us. British. And every line here has its own gimmick. Pan-Asia, and then the Italians. The Commonwealth and Europe are just here as mostly placeholders, but Europe is about to be getting a line of destroyers soon, TM, that's researchable. Commonwealth might get something at some point. Basically, the Italian gimmick is semi-armor piercing rounds, which deal high damage, but bounce a lot, meaning you have a decent chance of not doing anything. Pan-Asia is a group of destroyers that can only really fight things that aren't other destroyers. I should also probably explain roughly what ship classes do. Cruisers are your DPS. Destroyers are your eyes and alpha strikes. Battleships are also alpha strikes, but they're big, tanky things. And then carriers exist. Carriers are better eyes, but lower damage output than destroyers. I have played the tier 6 of every nation's carrier. Carriers are neat, but they're so weak. And for rough gimmicks, the Japanese, it's torpedoes. Their cruisers are full of torpedoes. Their battleships have the biggest guns and usually the most range. Their destroyers also have the most torpedoes or best destroyer guns. Their carriers are also big number. Neat. Sure, I'll take free stuff. I'll take free stuff for streaming. The Americans. Well, their guns are basically mortars. I mean, look at these things. They can basically aim straight up into the air. It's kind of bullshit. Their battleships, I couldn't honestly tell you how they play. I've not played them. I don't know anybody that has played them. And yeah, I'll send you a buddy link thing on Discord after the stream, because I'm assuming you're still at school, so there's not much point sending it now. The American destroyers are weird. For most of the line, I think Fargate here will be a good example. No, Fargate isn't a good example. Yeah, Nicholas here is a good example. They have torpedoes on both sides of the destroyer, which is weird. Russian ships, you'll hear a lot of people say there's a Russian bias. There really isn't. These ships aren't much any better than any other nation. Though Kirov here and Moskva are about to become premiums, which is nice. They light fires good. Their battleships are close-range brawlers that just want to get in there and start punching people. Their destroyers are close-range brawlers that just want to get in there and start punching people. The Germans. Good armor piercing. Better penetrating high explosive, but it deals less damage. The British. High explosive, what's that? At least when it comes to their main line of cruisers. These cruisers have high explosive that's enhanced, and these battleships have enhanced high explosive, meaning everything other than their cruisers uses nothing but high explosive, and their cruisers are locked into armor piercing, at least this line of cruisers. They're light cruisers. The French are gotta go fast. They are the fastest ships. As in, this is basically the fastest battleship. Alright, well, have fun in class. I didn't get to Pan Asia or Italy, but it's fine. No one likes those anyway. I'll keep explaining for anyone else that's here watching. As I mentioned before, the Pan Asia fight everything other than destroyers. They are destroyers with unique torpedoes that can only deal damage to cruisers, battleships, and carriers. They also tend to have underwhelming guns. They're destroyers. They're not there for their guns. And, as I mentioned, the Italian ships have their semi-armor-piercing rounds, but they also have standard armor-piercing rounds. They have no high-explosive rounds. They're interesting. They also tend to have comically slow torpedoes. Like, 51 knots is... Well, there are some destroyers that can outrun these torpedoes. Primarily the French destroyers. But there's still destroyers that can outrun them. And they don't really get much faster. Good range, though. Soon I will have this. Which I may as well show for anyone, because I mentioned the Japanese got cute when designing Yamato. I'll hop back to Uzmo here to show. This was a prototype Yamato. This was never an actual ship. But if you remove its torpedo protection and stuff, it looks a bit like this. And if I hop over here to Bayern, it looks a lot like a standard battleship. This is what's called turtleback armor. It protects the citadel down here, which is the vitals of the ship. If I come to Sinop, you get kind of the same deal. Ismail, you get kind of the same deal, only it actually has a bit of a turtleback to it. But if we hop over to Yamato, it has this, like, growth out of the front that gives it a flat bit of citadel right here behind not a lot of armor. You can just punch into this thing really easily at this angle. Meaning a lot of Yamatos like sticking to this angle so that you're not hitting this flat as often. Or they'll stick like this because, you know, then at least it's sloping down. If they had just stuck with a design like this, it would have been a bit better, but also this thing is just, it's freaking huge for not a whole lot of good reason. Like, I get to fit the size of these guns, they would have needed a big ship. These are big guns. I don't know exact calculations, but 380 millimeters here is 15 inches. Yamato has 80 millimeters more gun. Like, you really don't need that big of a ship. Something like Amagi here is much smaller, would be much easier to build, and has enough gun. Amagi is also insanely old, but, you know. And was going to be turned into an aircraft carrier. Yeah, I say soon I'll have Yamato. I have a lot of experience to go and a lot of silver. Like, way too much silver. Stir up my coffee a little bit. I should just get a spoon, but just stirring the cup around like that works. And for anyone here that's played Warships but didn't know of that weakness of Yamato, you're welcome. If you see a Yamato angled like that, you can punch right into its citadel. You don't even need that big of a gun to do it. You can do it with 305s, which is the standard super heavy cruiser gun. At least for tier 9, 10, that area. The Iowa is starting in a channel. Good. I mean, I'm starting in port.
Action stations.
Whoops, come to the mic again. I really need to find a good spot to have this. It'd be great if there was just somewhere I could leave the microphone, but there really isn't. I don't have enough space to just leave the microphone out all the time. Come on, Alabama. Wake up. Yeah, they're not even loaded yet.
Hang in there. Help is on the way. Get back.
Oh, jeez, we have nobody going to... Everyone's going to A. Oh, this is not going to go well.
Spotter airborne.
People have formed what has been dubbed as a lemming train. And I missed every single one of those shells. Well, if he had kept going the way he was going, I would have hit him. The lemmings are even bumping into each other.
All stations requesting fire support. Hang in there. Help is on the way. Spotted alternate ship. Enemy battleship
Yeah, I missed
sighted.
the Iowa. And the enemy team almost all came north.
Enemy cruiser detected. Fire, fire, fire. Get back. Get back. Problem solved, sir. Concentrate fire on the enemy.
I incapacitated something with my secondaries.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Ow. The Surrey is so hard to do much to. At least if it's the ship I think it is.
Fire, fire, fire. Problem solved, sir.
Damn it.
Fire, fire, fire. All stations, concentrate fire on the target. Enemy destroyer sighted.
Wasn't even where my secondaries were firing again. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. There's not a whole lot I can do to keep living. All I can hope is for the impractical citadels on the Bismarck. Well, I got damage. Not enough, but I got damage. Most of the team hasn't even seen combat yet because everyone lemminged to the bottom and the enemy team went to B, C. I think it was C. The North Point and B. Which is always great. Yeah, I'll play a carrier. And because I know a lot of my audience is American, I'll play the American one. With George Reed. It's just a random name. Random American name. Because he's not an important captain. Hey, 5-6. This will be a nice little match.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Go to a boat there. No, I should start with my dive bombers. No, rockets. I want to get spots. Need to spot people.
Hands to action stations.
Carriers are the one thing I can't exactly explain how they're played.
Good luck, everyone. Try not
Because how do you explain this? Like, this is so drastically different. I mean, it's not as different as it used to be. It used to be playing a carrier was a real-time strategy. Like, you were playing an RTS to play a carrier. Wow, I loaded first, and my planes are already across the map.
We're under
Hey,
attack.
destroyer.
approaching targets. We're under attack. Approaching targets. We're under attack. Returning to ship. Taking fire. Airborne. Fighter airborne. Taking fire.
At the very least, that destroyer is, ow. Good at turning his AA guns off. Either that or he just doesn't have to. I don't exactly know how that destroyer works.
Taking fire. All stations requesting fire support. All stations concentrate fire on the target. Airborne.
Playing a carrier takes a lot more focus than playing any other ship. So I really need to keep track of where everything is.
Fire. Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Destination reached. Autopilot mode disabled.
Where are you, little destroyer? Probably right... No, that's our kamikaze. Smoke. There's a window right here he could be in. Oh, he's right there. I was right with him being over there. Arizona's not a bad target.
Approaching targets. There's a slim chance we may actually win this.
Now I'll just call my planes
We're
back.
under attack. Airborne. Fighter airborne.
Good job, Ranger.
Taking fire. Approaching targets. We're under attack.
And I missed. Blech.
Approaching targets. Taking fire.
And then I only hit with one. Dive bombs are annoying.
Airborne. Autopilot mode enabled. We're under attack. Engaging enemy. We're under attack. Approaching targets. We're under attack.
Damn it.
Turning. We're under attack.
I should really just go after a battleship or something. I'm kind of wasting boost here, but I don't really care. I just want to get more damage. Which means keeping a constant speed is better, so I can just do this and get all my boost bar back.
Taking fire. Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Destination reached. Autopilot mode disabled. Engaging enemy. We're under attack.
Hey, I landed all three.
Turning. We're under attack. Airborne.
Oh, he's still burning, too.
We're under attack. Approaching targets. We're under attack. Engaging enemy. Taking fire. Autopilot mode enabled. Airborne.
I just wish the American planes were a bit faster. Because, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get any more damage before this ends. Nope. Carriers are so close to being balanced. If they did just a little more damage at the lower tiers, they'd be fine. Like, I can see the point of the high-tier carriers being pretty good where they are. It's just the lower-tier carriers feel so weak. I know I just got more damage than I've been averaging in Uzmo. Or Izumo. I think it would be Izumo. No, I need to... I need to look this up. Come on. There we go. Okay, it's entirely in kanji. So it might be Uzumo, but it's... Izumo makes more sense. No idea. But it has been about 2 hours, so I think I'm going to end the stream off here. I mean, we just have a win, so... Actually, how is my record looking today? Probably not great. 4-5. Actually, came out positive. Fair enough. Didn't feel like that, but it's probably because I was just getting hung up on the losses a lot. I'm going to do my absolute best to have a stream later tonight. It will be on YouTube. This stream itself will be uploaded on YouTube tomorrow at some point. It'll probably be up around, I'm going to say 6 p.m. Atlantic time. 6 or 7 p.m. Atlantic time. Somewhere in that range. And with that said, there is a Discord for anyone that may wish to join it. It's linked in the info here on Twitch, which is the bit below the video feed if you're on desktop, and if you're on mobile, I don't know how to help you find it. I've yet to check. I really should. I've never used mobile Twitch. With that said, thank you all very much. Alright, yeah. The stream later tonight on YouTube will be starting around 11 p.m. Atlantic time, so keep an eye out for that. That said, thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you later tonight for whatever I happen to stream. It might be more Warships. I don't know. See you all then.